家好 ，Welcome to Smoothie for the Mind。让我从生活和文化中萃取成分，替你调制一杯心灵思慕席。今天是第1集的人物访谈，所以非常的兴奋，蛮开心的。在节目开始之前，要和大家先分享一则好消息，那就是心灵思慕席也要在 Sound On 的平台上架了。Sound On 是一个非常顶尖的华语 podcast 平台，上面的节目包罗万象，我相信每一个人都可以找到很多属于自己，然后也可以启发自己，带来更多灵感的节目。大家也可以去 Sound On 的 App 中下载，找到很多属于自己的另一个空间。SOUND ON Sound On。因为自己是忠实粉丝嘛，所以我特别的兴奋，将能够在 Sound On 的平台中看到心灵思慕席。今天第1集的访谈节目，我们邀请到的是Magda Lin。Magda Lin， 她是一名德国的摄影师，但是她也有许多的身份。她是我心中的跨文化达人，然后她自己也是设计师，同时也是一位非常成功的母亲。也是朋友中的这个灵感的来源。Magda 她也有一个非常亲切的名字，叫做林美琪。对，就是你想的那个美琪，没有错。那为什么呢？那当然跟她还有台湾之间也有一个紧密的连结咯。那我们今天就来听听看 Magda 分享她的故事。Hi Magda.
Hi Ruby.
Hi, thank you for being my very first guest.
It's my
Smoothie
pleasure.
for the Mind, and this is our first time actually recording also a video for the program. So thank you.
No problem.
As I had said earlier in introduction, that Magda is not only an intercultural expert in my mind, but also with your working experience and living experience in both Taiwan and Germany, I think you also have some stories to share. So let's begin with Taiwan. Let's turn back time. How did you first encounter Taiwan?
Okay, so the very first time I heard about Taiwan was when I was working with a Chinese graphic designer in Berlin, and he went on a business trip to Taipei. And then I thought, wow, this sounds like a nice city.
I think he was right.
Yes, but funny that I've never heard about Taipei before, so I thought, okay, that is maybe a good moment now to do a study abroad, and I applied at the University 实践大学. Yes, for design, and then, well, me and my 2 friends, we just flew to Taiwan, and then we were there as exchange students.
And I'm sure something happened that motivated you to stay, because you stayed for 8 years.
Well, actually it was like that. Actually, I met my husband right now, I met him 1 week after arrival in university, and I was asking him for the internet password for the university.
Right.
And he even couldn't speak English, so he called a friend to communicate with him, give me the password, and I thought, okay, that's going to be very interesting.
Okay.
But I thought he was cute, and then well, we came together, and after that I actually went back to Germany for a year to finish my studies, and then I applied for a scholarship for Chinese studies and a master at the same university. To be able to be with him, because he only started university when I was already done, basically.
Right.
So I had to make a decision, and I thought, okay, I have nothing to lose, I have no job, I just finished my studies, why not just go to Taiwan, go to, follow my husband.
Yeah, okay. But you then later on, you studied graphic design.
Yes, I studied graphic design.
Right, but then you started photography in Taiwan, or did you also do other jobs?
So it was like that. I actually studied graphic design with a focus on typography and photography. So I always did photography, but never on. But I just never photographed kids, right? So photography was always a big part of my studies and also in my life. But then I moved to Taiwan. I started like in Chinese language class, and after finishing the language class, I started the masters, But then I got pregnant with my first child. And that was the moment when I really thought of, okay, what am I going to do? Because I'm studying in a foreign country in Chinese. And it was just a lot. And in the end, I just skipped the studies, the master studies. And with my child, with Noah, I started to do pictures of him. And then a lot of friends were asking me to take their pictures because they saw Noah's pictures. So I basically really just slipped into that kind of field. It was never my plan to start a career as a newborn or baby or family photographer. It just happened.
Right. And how would you say your style might differentiate you from, you know, what back then, 10 years ago, 8 years ago?
You mean the style of photography?
Yes. For newborn, for maternity? Well,
actually, I never had a style in Germany because I never took newborn pictures in Germany. So I don't know. So the style of my photography just, I guess it was just influence of my cultural background, because I'm from a Western country. I'm from Germany, where things are basically clear and clean.
Yes.
Rather than being very cute. And I guess if you want to compare German kind of style and or maybe Western kind of photography compared to Taiwanese photography, then it's more clean, more real, more documentary style, rather than being very cute.
Yeah.
And Taiwanese style, I guess it's more model-like, more fashion, more cute. And then as a foreigner in Taiwan, I think you're automatically in the group of foreigners, and all these foreigners were also liking the Western style of photography. So it was easy for me to just follow my own sense of beauty or my own sense of pictures, what I like. The other foreigners also liked, so it was really easy for me to basically work with the things I like and also to sell it.
I see.
To the groups of foreigners where I lived in.
Okay, but my next question would be, newborns are always never really in control, right? Can you share with us what a typical working procedure for you would be if you're taking a newborn photo, and how long would it take you to really, you're probably a perfectionist. All artists are kind of perfectionists, right?
Yes.
So,
actually, I have to say that for me personally, newborns are the only object that is very controllable if you work with human beings, to be honest. I really have to say that this is the only object that is the best controllable, because if you take newborn pictures with a very new baby, it basically sleeps all the time. So it's really easy to fulfill their needs. Like, they only have to be warm and fed and happy, and you can take beautiful pictures. But anyway, in my style, they can do whatever they want. If they are awake or if they're sleeping, it doesn't matter. As long as they are connected to the family and the mother, they are just happy, and then it's easy to take pictures with them. So the procedure is just the family arrives, the baby will feed, they do either bottle feeding or breastfeeding, whatever. And then we do like a lifestyle part where the family is just being connected with the baby and being together with their family. Like, I always like to show the connection between the baby and the family. So we also do portraits of the baby itself and alone, but my focus is still on having pictures of the mom holding the baby, dad coming in, siblings coming in. And this is actually the part that is hard to control, because the siblings that are older, like 2 years, 3 years, these are the kids you can't really control. But again, I just go with the flow and just capture what happens. And if everybody's nice and easy, and if everybody's relaxed, we can also do like a kind of fine art portrait style where only the one person is focused, and so I would say it's actually the easiest way to create beautiful pictures, having the connection, but still also as a photographer being at ease and working smoothly through the whole session.
Right. So for parents to be, what would be, you think, the ideal time for a newborn photo?
Okay, so if you'd like also to bring in what's the difference between a Taiwanese parent and a Western parent, I can have like a little excursion to that.
Yeah.
Like in the time when I was working in Taiwan, I had a lot of Western parents that I photographed or newborns, but also some Taiwanese. And then in Taiwanese culture, the mother after delivering the baby has to take a postpartum break.
Right.
It's like around 4 weeks. And they either do that in their home with a postpartum nanny,
坐月子,
or with their family, or by their own, or they are going to a passporting center, where when a Taiwanese family booked me, I either went to their home or I went to the postpartum center. And then it's more difficult with the Taiwanese babies because they have like a lot of rules in these centers, right? Like sometimes only parents can enter the room, then no strangers, and then like you also have to be in like a full suit, right? Like wearing the mask, wearing like a bodysuit so there's not a lot of bacteria coming in. And Western parents they just came to my studio. I had a studio in Taiwan, and they came with their 2-week-old babies. Whether a lot of Taiwanese parents only booked me when the baby was 4 weeks old, because then their 坐月子, their postpartum time was finished. And
for you, would you say that's a little bit too late to capture?
No, it doesn't matter. For me, as I'm just going with the flow, and for me it doesn't matter if the baby's awake or sleeping, because a lot of photographers would say, okay, the best time is like the 2 weeks after birth, because then it's easier to work with a sleeping baby. But for my style and my photography, it doesn't really matter, because I think every single moment is worth capturing it, and the most important thing is that the family feels safe and secure, because this is your experience and this is your time, so you should enjoy it and not feeling any kind of fear or like doubts about it.
And now being back in Germany after 8 years in Taiwan, how do you feel?
Well, I have to say it is really hard coming back. I mean, because for me, I left my country. I mean, Germany is my home country, right? But I left Germany when I was like 23 years old. And my whole time of being an adult, or also being a mother, which is really deep.
Right. You experienced these.
I experienced these times in Taiwan and not here. But then I thought, okay, we decided to go back because of a better school education for our kids. So I thought, okay, it should not be a problem. It's my home country. I'm just coming back. But it was actually really hard, because I suddenly thought I'm somebody that I'm actually not. I thought I'm like just continuing the moment when I left, but I was like a different person at this time. And I don't know, it's hard because you're not really connected to people, you're not really connected to the system or to the society. You're only connected to the language, basically. And then I had my niche in Taiwan doing the photography for like in a Western style for like Western people, where I was basically alone.
Oh, okay. So you were the photographer.
Yes, I have to say I was like one of the photographers for Western people, because there were not so many Western photographers. Coming back to Germany it's hard, because there are a lot of photographers and a lot of German photographers, and I'm suddenly again German serving Germans. I'm not here serving a niche.
Right.
So it was kind of a journey to find out who am I, who are my clients, and do I want to continue the style that I started in Taiwan that actually doesn't really necessarily fit to the clients I'm having here.
Interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? So you mean that your style is actually between Taiwan and Germany?
I would say in Taiwan, the photography that I did in Taiwan was for the Western market, but Western market, like saying American style. Also a lot of Latin American were there, and they are just different personalities when it comes to pictures. I would say it's only my point of view, okay? But I guess the German person is not very confident in taking pictures.
Okay.
Whether like Americans or also Latin American women, they will come into the room and they say, yes, I'll take that dress, I will stay and
they celebrate it.
Yeah,
right?
they will celebrate themselves much more than a German would ever do. Like if you tell a German person, hey, your dress looked really nice today, your hair, I like it. They'll say, oh really? Yes, I don't know, really, yeah, it's actually a little bit too small, but it's okay. You know, it's like they can't really take it.
Okay.
But well, I think it's just like I have to just reconnect to the people and just have to find out a little bit what do they like, what do they need. Here a lot of like documentary style is much more valued than like a post style.
Okay.
Whether like Americans in Taiwan, they really like their post pictures.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's interesting because every culture, every person, every style is a little bit different. You just have to dive in and find out what each of them want. But so it's hard because I was like trained to fulfill their needs, and suddenly I have to train into a different kind of direction, I would say.
And when I was living in America, I noticed that they really invest thoughts and money into family photos.
Yes, and Taiwanese are actually the same.
Yeah.
I mean, if
friends would do this annually, right?
I guess Taiwanese would not really do annual family pictures, but for example, like wedding photography is really big in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And like the couple knows when they're going to marry, they will invest a lot of money for a wedding photographers, and then they will do like 3 scenes in the studio and 3 scenes outdoors with
5 gowns,
and like hair, makeup, everything. And Americans, they know they invest in the family pictures. Yes, they also spend the money. And my impression in Germany is so far that people here, they are like, a lot of people are the DIY kind of type. So the value of pictures here is not the same as it has in Taiwan, for example, but that also has to do with the celebration of yourself. Because if you want to celebrate yourself, if you want to show yourself, you know, if you want to post to social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and the Taiwanese do that. If they go to a wedding photographer, they post all their pictures. They basically exhibit their pictures, and then they become worth it because it's nice to have them, and other people will say good things about it. But I think Germans are not really using social media as much as Taiwanese would do. So I guess. So it's all kind of connected. It's a little bit hard to say it's like that or it's black. It's not black and white, but it's all connected.
Then, so you are still trying to navigate and come up with the best strategy back home with a different Magda.
Yeah,
right?
Back home with a different Magda, and also with a different kind of job situation, because in Taiwan I was like only a mother and doing the photography besides that. Whether here I have to do I have a part-time job and doing the photography and doing the family and finding back to the culture, finding back to life here. It's like a lot of things to juggle here. But in Taiwan it was just way easier. I mean, you know yourself, in Taiwan everything is there right away. You want to have something to eat, okay, you go downstairs, get something to eat. If you want to have your internet done, you call someone and 5 minutes later someone comes and get your internet done. What you have to do here is waiting, do it yourself, and wait for appointments. This makes it harder, you know?
Right.
But
I have somehow came to also appreciate, having to wait till Monday before you can go grocery shopping, for example. And I feel that, as a mom, I've noticed that this is actually not necessarily all negative. I was a little afraid when I first moved to Austria from Taiwan. I thought, oh, nothing's going to be open, maybe starting Saturday afternoon. What should I do? But then I came to also appreciate the other side of this kind of inconvenience.
Well, everything has its pros and cons, right? Because a European lifestyle is way slower and way more relaxed than a Taiwanese kind of lifestyle. But with the more convenience, of course, the more pressure you create for yourself, right?
That's true.
So you can't say that one side is good and the other one is bad. It's just completely different.
Right. And how are your kids adopting?
I have to say my kids, they adopted really fast. They get in like kindergarten and school really easy. It was not ever a problem for them. They also never look back, but this is what I like about kids, because they are never very sentimental about their past, at least in this age, okay? I mean, my kids are 3 and 6. Right? They just live the moment, and whenever they are together with the parents, I think they are fine and happy. So it's only hard for the parents. It's not a big deal for the kids. They adjusted very well. The language was no problem. Everything was fine.
Yeah, but you know, in Chinese we have a saying called 为母则强. That means motherhood makes you strong.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also that's also why I'm a newborn and maternity photographer, because I really celebrate the mother, because what they are doing is like crazy.
Right.
And that's also one of the reasons why I never want to have a picture without the mother. They always have to be in, because I really celebrate mothers.
Yeah.
Because they are the heroes. They can what they do for their kids and what they are capable of doing is really extreme.
Like what you're doing now. You move back. The main motivation is education for
yes,
the kids,
main motivation is seriously the kids. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Kudos to moms.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to see more beautiful works. So here I'm going to share on my Facebook page some beautiful maternity and also newborn photos from Magda. So thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'm Maggie. I'm a newborn, maternity and family photographer, and my 3 ingredients for Smoothie for Your Mind is to stay calm, stay focused, and enjoy your life.